a better place. It'll take creation.
Hello, you're with Libby from libbystamps.com. I'm going to show you today how to make this top box using an A4 sheet of card. So it just opens like that and closes again quite nicely and stays inside, and I've decorated it with butterflies using kind of eclectic and bordering bloom, Versamark and clear embossing powder. So that's the box we're going to do, and we're going to use an A4 sheet of card that I've cut down to 11 inches on my Stampin' Trimmer, and we just leave it at the same width that it comes, which is 8 1/4 or something. Then I'm going to bring in my scorer, and with the long side, on the long side, I'm going to score at 1 3/8 and 3 3/8, and those two score lines are going to form our lid, you'll see, as we go along. Alright, so I can pop that out of the way and bring in my gift bag punch board. Just loving this new tool by Stampin' Up, and of course it comes with its own scoring tool that neatly sits inside there. Alright, so we're going to put the long side across the top of the gift bag punch board, and it's important that you push the card all the way through and that it's straight. And we're going to punch down. We're going to use the horizontal and go right across, and we're doing a medium one, and we're going to go down to the first score line that you can see on your card here that you made at 3 3/8. Then we're going to move that along, move the card all the way along so that score line lines up with the tick mark here on the board, and you're going to do the horizontal all the way across. You're going to punch down, and we're doing a side, but we're not doing a side like we do it for a gusset. We do the side, and we go down here like this, down the side to that first line that you can see at 3 3/8, and then our gusset we'd normally go down here, but we're going to start there at our first line and go score down to our second line. Where I find it, there it is, score to the second line. Alright, and our side you can actually score down to the first line, to the second line as well, and that'll become clear shortly. Alright, then we'll move it along to that score line that we just made, and we're going to punch and score across the horizontal, and now we're doing a front or a back, and we're going to go down the median to the second score line. So our first score line, our second score line at 1 3/8, and we're going to move it across, and we're going to punch and do our horizontal, and we're doing a side this time, so we'll go down the side line to the first score line at 3 3/8, and then this one here between the first and the second you need to go, so it's lined up sort of with the gusset there, and you'll find it like that. There we are. Alright, so that's all of that, and then we'll move that across and we'll just punch on the end, and that gives us our little tab. Now we're going to turn this around, and this tab here is going to be the bit that we're folding into our box. So we want to line up those score lines that we made there and you'll be able to see it lined up by the tick mark, and you'll be able to see the arrow down here, and we're just going to punch, and then we're going to move it across to the next one, line it up with the tick mark, and so you can see the arrow, and you're just going to punch. Alright, so that's all we need our gift bag punch board for, so you can put that to one side. And bring in your stamp and trimmer again, because we're going to do a little bit of trimming before we do our folding. Alright, so this is the lid, so we need to get rid of a few bits. And this is our template. Alright, so we need to get rid of all these bits that we don't really need. So there's this bit here and this bit, and then all of this we need to get rid of. Alright, so we're going to do that in our trimmer. Now I find the easiest way to do it is to do the top ones first and line it up with the groove and trim off. Right, bring it across to the groove, you'll be able to feel it there, and trim off. So that's that bit done. Alright, then we need to get rid of these bits here. So the easiest thing I've found is to line your cutting tool up with that score line, and then make sure the score line that you had before is in the ditch, and score on through. And then I'm going to do the same up here. So I've matched it up with that score line there and cut through there. Alright, and then I'm just going to use my snips. Cut that bit off. Cut that bit off. Didn't go quite far enough there. Alright, so you can keep the bits that you cut off to decorate something later on. So again, here's your template. Alright, and I'm just going to trim this bit off here like that, and trim that bit off there to form my tab. The other one I stamped. This one I'm going to use DSP. So I've cut the DSP, and all these measurements will be on my blog. I've cut the two larger pieces of DSP. Alright, so the two larger pieces of DSP are 3 by 3 3/8, and I'm just going to quickly attach those with a bit of Tombow. And you could use fast fuse, or if you've got it, a new tear tape. If you wanted something that was a little narrower, just cut that off. Alright, and then the two thinner pieces are 3 3/8 by 1 7/8. Line them up. That's why I like Tombow, because you've got a bit of wiggle room. Alright, and the piece on the top for up here is 3 inches by 1 7/8, and I'll have all these measurements on my blog, so don't worry about trying to write them down. Alright, so now it's time to sort of put it together. You do need your Project Life Corner rounder, but I'll show you how to do that in a minute. So we're just going to burnish our score lines. We'll do these ones as well. So you need to do both these on the lid. Alright, so then we've just got these bottom bits to burnish. Alright, I think that's all the score lines now. So I'm just going to use a little bit of Tombow. Fold that over like that and make sure they all meet and line up nicely. And usually while I'm waiting for that to take, I just take that opportunity to burnish those score lines again. And then while I'm still holding it, I'm going to come in with my Project Life corner rounder. And you sometimes need to bend other bits out of the way to get the corners done. And then all I need to do is put my box together. So I usually put a little bit of glue on these small tabs, on the short tabs. I'm going to fold them in to the center, and then I fold the back down and I put a bit of glue on the front tab, just like that. Fold it down, make sure it's all square and hold it for a second. And as I said, they make nice sturdy boxes. And then I just need to fold those flaps in and down. And I've got my little gift box from my gift box punch board. Made with the gift bag punch board. And there's the template again. Alright, now I think I promised I'd show you another little box I made. This is a little 2 by 2 inch box I made using the gift bag punch board, and I've just closed it with Velcro, and inside I've just got some ribbons, and that'll be a hostess gift sometime. So, and I've used a framelit to cut a shape flower out of there, and I've put window sheet behind it, and then I've used the shape that I cut out there as part of this flower embellishment that I've put on the top. So I'll have a video on how to do that shortly. So thanks for joining me again today. Hope to see you again soon. Bye for now.
Try to draw outside the line. Let us see inside your mind.